Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is the Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour. And we're playing the London Commuter, London to Brighton route. Except today we're not going to Brighton, no, we're going to Balham from London Victoria. And I thought this would be a perfect time to introduce the brand new Colonel Failure copyright infringing sound pack. So why don't you strap in and just sample some of the improvements. I think they're improvements to the game sound as it exists. Thank you. Right then, first things first. Let's power up, and that'll all be golden. It's a relatively quick route, this one, but I feel that it really shows off the potential that we have going on here for all of the various bits and pieces that I've put together lovingly into this sound experience. I think is the way to describe it. Right, let's power everything up because you're going to want it, and that should be us set. Disable the alarm. Smashing. Good. Right. So yeah, there's only a couple of stops on this route. I'll show you the train once we've not got a brick wall in my face as it is currently. It's a relatively simple service to drive, this one on the old 377. It's a good train. It's got plenty of pace. It's got a lot of pickup. The brakes are pretty solid, and this particular service is, well, it's busy. It's lively. I'll give you that. You've got to keep your wits about you. Right, lock her up, and then we'll set about making a move, because making a move is what we're about. Taking the passage from one end of the track to the other is what we're all about. I should probably welcome them on board.
Bonjour, mes passants. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard the 850 service out of Balham. You lucky people. We'll be stopping at Battersea and then Clapham Junction. And before heading into Balham itself, where you can get off the train and have fun in Balham. Now, I mean, this service only takes about 15 minutes, so don't get too comfortable. But if you would like to get comfortable, why not visit the buffet car, which currently is being staffed by Mr. Predator. Mr. Predator, what have we got on offer today? I see. Okay, yeah, that's all good. Anything else you want to add? Good. Right. Well, there you are. So if you are feeling peckish, why not head down to the buffet car? You've got 3/4 of a mile to go and get yourself a disappointing sandwich and a bag of crisps before we arrive at Battersea. Battersea, your next stop.
Okay, smashing. Well, we've got this pretty much under control. I mean, as I said, it's not the most taxing of routes we're ever going to. Well, it's taxing in the sense that you've got to keep an eye on the signalling that comes up, but it's not so taxing insofar as you've got to keep yourself on maximum alertness for the full space of an hour. We just passed the Battersea Power Station there, which fortunately has been left intact. Unfortunately, has been subsumed by a giant American conglomeration and turned into some kind of hideous modern open plan flipping office block. But hey ho, I don't own it, so I don't get a say in it. But had they asked me, I'd go, nah, that's probably not the best of plans. But there you go. Depends how much you want the money, I suppose. If you want the money, then it is the best of plans. If you don't want the money, well, other plans were probably available, like the one that they were using already, which was basically leave it empty and sooner or later it'll fall down. I mean, okay, I'll admit that maybe isn't the best of plans either. Oh, hold on.
Hello, passengers. Captain here. We are currently arriving into Battersea Park, platform 3, and we've arrived now. Hold on, I'll open the doors for you. Good. If you want to get out, get out. Thank you.
It's always worth while we've got a moment between adventures, go and have a quick look on the station. It's all very nice. You've got the digital readout here that's telling us stuff. Yes, sweet as a nut. And then You know, lots of people who really ought to get a shake on if they want to get on my train. No, 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 look, it's not my fault I stopped it. This is where I was told to stop. Anyway, I'm going now. You've missed it. No, we're leaving. You can't get in that door. That's my door. Right, shut the door. No, there's something delicious about shutting doors while people are trying to make it onto the train. You just kind of go, no, you snooze, you lose. Get up 5 minutes earlier next time and you won't have this problem. Anyway, we're off. We're rolling. Oh, I'm supposed to wait for another 20 seconds. All right, I can wait. I'm going to wait with the doors closed. They can just live with that. And there you go. Right, no, we're still waiting. See, I didn't do anything. No, you can't pin nothing on me, Squire. I'm completely innocent of any kind of erratic and or poor driving that you may have potentially witnessed there. And good. Right, let's go. Good, that worked perfectly. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't realise that you could actually get moving before the time had expired. This is something I may put into my own beneficial use later on. Not today. No. It's worth bearing in mind. I might, if I'm early, I might try out on the next one as well, because that's something worth knowing and observing. Yeah. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So right, okay, we've got a mile and a shake to do to get to Clapham Junction. Call it Clapham once in a while, makes it sound a little bit more upmarket. There's a very good bar I used to go to in Clapham Junction called Project Orange. I've no idea if it's still there. I could look it up. It had a website, but I'm not going to look it up now. It was a very good bar because not many people used it, and it had a wide variety of semi-swanky drinks, and that's pretty much what you want out of life. Plus, it's right next to the station, and therefore you can go home afterwards. Though all these things lining up just makes such a difference in the world, and therefore it's, you know, I feel it's worth acknowledging. Anyway, there you go. I've given. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's call it an endorsement for AWS for Project Orange if you were to visit it about 10 years ago. In which case, you may have seen me if you were there on the right day of the month. Only once a month, you see. It was a once a month kind of bar, but there you go. So if you could go back 10, 12 maybe years and see if you got lucky enough to find me there. In which case, mine's a Guinness. Thank you. Good. Right. Okay. Here we go. Clapham Junction, platform 15. I had a look earlier on, and I didn't see whether it still had the sign, which is about here somewhere, that says the England's busiest station. Because I always thought, if size is something you care about, which, I mean, many people do, particularly if you're in the Are We the Biggest Station competition of the United Kingdom for the year, whatever. Right, anyway, here we go. We're coming on in. Apply some breakage and contact the passage.
Hello passengers, this is your pilot speaking. We've arrived at Clapham Junction. This is platform 15. If you want other platforms, they have numbers attached to them and you can read them with your face. If you look carefully up at the bridge above, there's some cars doing stunts for your amusement. There you go, look, hey, I'm not entirely sure what happened to him there. On one side of the road it seems to be absolutely fine. On the other side of the road they seem to be pulling some kind of endo, to put it into BMXing terms. If you don't speak BMX, that's exactly what they're doing. Right,
let's close the door up. I'm going to experiment with this cape. That blue button is not the blue button you want. It's this blue button is the one you want. I know there's all kinds of tricks and tips and you know, alternative control systems that you can use in order to activate those buttons, but fundamentally I like pushing the buttons that are on the desk. See, I'll push this one, yeah, I'll push a bit of that, I'll have some of this, I'll have some of that as well, and this, and that, and this one. There you go, buttons that light up, that's what I'm all about. We're going backwards. Yeah, alright, brakes on. Also, you're not testing out that which you said you were going to test out. Why are we interlocked? Possibly because of the buttons you just pressed. Well, let's press them again and see if that... There you go, that's fixed it. Right, all of that off. Yeah, I've closed the doors, haven't I? Yes, the door indicator does say that you closed. Right, then thump it, let's rock. Booyah! Off we go. Right, heading out to Wandsworth Common. Funny story about Wandsworth Common. At least I imagine there's one. I haven't got one. I know nothing about Wandsworth Common, and except that first, I am going to do it. It is a common, yeah. And secondly, go on, it's in Wandsworth. Beautiful, beautiful, perfectly executed. That one, yeah. Yeah. Name 2 facts about Wandsworth Common. Number 1, yeah, all right. Now, there is graffiti on the walls going down here, and graffiti is one of the things that you see quite a lot when you're heading into one of the London termini. There's not quite as much within this virtual environment as there is for real. There's a good shake of it going on there. It's nice. But you spot the taggers. You can spot the taggers' dominion quite ably on your way in. You'll spot some dude who's decided, I'm going to tag this every 50 feet or so, and you follow them in the way in, and then you work out where they could no longer be bothered. I used to go into London Liverpool Street on a regular basis, and there's a chap called Fume, who I assume it's a chap, a young graffiti artiste named Fume. I mean, not much on the art front, you understand, but that's certainly willing to write the word Fume as often as possible. And coming out of the London Liverpool Street there, you see his tag going on. I assume him. You see his tag going on every couple of feet or so, and then you can see when they got disinterested in the whole caper and decided, you know what, I've gone far enough. People have heard of me by now. They kind of go. Indeed, they have, Fume. I've just regaled an international audience with your presence. So I hope it was worth the effort. It's not even a good tag. I mean, nothing against Fume personally, obviously, but it was just, he wrote it in magic marker or some such. And that's, I mean, it's one way to do it. It got the job done, didn't it? Well, it certainly did. It certainly did. But I don't think that anybody's going to be auctioning any of your works anytime soon. No, not so much. You're not Banksy. Right, which is, to say that you haven't plagiarised a Frenchman and then made some hit you in the face with satire. Look, I like Banksy, I like his work, but let's face it, he's not subtle. He's about as subtle as a brick to the face, going, there's a message to this, and if you don't know what it is, I've pretty much written the message out. Kind of, yeah, okay, yeah, good. Just there you go. I haven't really got a point other than there's 500 yards to go till our final stop, and I'm really supposed to be here showcasing the magnificent sound pack that I'm operating here. I think you might want to possibly slow down a bit, otherwise we're going to overshoot and run through a red light. Yeah, okay. No, sorry, I've got it. It's under control. Well, don't run through the red light then. That's an important thing to accomplish. Is stopping in the right place, and B, don't run through the red light. Ideally, yeah, all right. Don't speed too much either. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Hello, passengers. This is Captain speaking. We have arrived. Well, hold on. Wait. Hang on. And there. Hello, passengers. Captain speaking. We have now arrived at Balham. Where you can get off the train. I mean, you can choose to stay on the train if you wish, but we're not going any further. So it's largely up to you as to what you do next. But I would strongly advocate for getting off the train. Your ticket doesn't really allow you to fly with us any further than that. Yeah. So get off the train. Yeah. All right.